There it is, chapter 13, and the first really big turning point in the novel. We're 1/4 of the way through, and I've designed the novel so that there are things that happen at the 1/4 marks. It's hopefully some big pivotal twisting and turning points throughout, if I stick to my original structure, which I'm planning to do. A big action sequence, which I found a very visual sequence, and I really wanted to plan it out before I wrote it, which I did. I'll show you. I did little diagrams of it last week while I was at work and in a bit of downtime. So I did a little diagram of the cargo hold and where everyone was, and what happens at the first stage of this chapter, then the second stage and the third stage. So I had it really clear in my mind. Here is what happens to begin with, and then after that, when the wall to the swimming pool bursts, and then there's the hole in the hull, and then after that you can see all of the crates and the pellets going out into space, and the bulkheads are closed, and our heroes are sealed off. So I found that really helpful as a visual aid to design this. One thing I wanted to say about this chapter to you is, the physics and the extreme suction and all that sort of stuff. Go with me on it. Go with me on it. It may not be technically accurate, but I don't want to let that get in the way of a rip-roaring suspenseful story. So I beg your indulgence on that. It may not be. It's Hollywood physics. So I wanted to make that point also. In case you're wondering, and one thing that I think I will do or should do when this whole thing is finished, or even earlier, is provide you with a map. Because in wrangling all of my characters and keeping track of who is where when, I've had to do a big sort of diagram of the ship and have little markers which I move around like pieces on a chessboard, I guess. So I'll show you, and it's really rough, and it's not to scale, and it's kind of a bit cartoony. I've done it on a big piece of butcher's paper, but this is my diagram of the ship so that I know what's, where the cargo hold is in relation to the bridge, and where the wellness centre is in relation to the shopping promenade, and so on and so on. This is it. It's there. There we are. So this is what I work off when I'm keeping track of who is where. I put this on the floor of my study, and I have little markers for the characters. There we are. They are blue for the pirates and pink for the symphony crew members, so that I can see who is who and where and when. So that's just a little insight into how I keep track of the logistics of everything. So at any one time there'll be this big diagram on the floor of my study with all of these sort of peppered all over it in various positions. I think one thing that I really should do when this is all finished, or even before, as I say, is provide you with a map so that you could refer to it, just to keep a sense of the spatial awareness of everything. That's it for now. Another tight deadline. I still got to work on my time management. It's been another busy week for work, and I'm only finishing this chapter on the Friday morning. But finish it I have. It is there for your enjoyment, and I will see you again next week.